Well, hello, everyone again. Now that I'm not muted and I can actually talk, sitting there like, ooh, I'm all talking to everyone. No, I'm not. All right, so tonight we're looking at the 29-gallon tank. I've got some stuff to talk about. One, I was going to show the 20-gallon tank, um, but I we kind of have some moving stuff around going on right now. Hey, Sean. Hey, Juju. And I kind of got stuff everywhere, so it wasn't very easy to set up over there tonight. So Wednesday, we're gonna look at what's going on in that tank because there is stuff going on in that tank, and it's good stuff. It's stuff I didn't think that tank was gonna come back from anything, and it has, and it's awesome. But we do have some new friends in this tank also. I think there might still be a ghost shrimp in here, maybe somewhere. But we also have a couple of guys that I saved from a cichlid tank yesterday. We were at the fish store, and I'm looking around at the fish in the tanks, and I get to the African cichlid tank, and I'm like, oh, these guys aren't cichlids. Like, what's going on here? And I was like, those guys are too pretty to be feeder fish. They really can't be feeder fish, right? And the lady was like, "Oh yeah, those are feeders." And I was like, "Well, I want them out of that tank." I was like, "So I'm gonna buy them." I was like, "They're feeders. You sell them, so sell them to me." She sold them to me. So I have two little crazy guys in here. I think they're endlers. That's what Fish Nerd also agrees with and says they are. So I'm gonna go with their endlers and throw some food in here. Hopefully, get them on camera because they're little hungry guys. These little guys like to eat. And we still have like 9 babies in this tank. So I'm happy about that. Oh, there's one of them now. He's like, hey, I want some food. He's not much bigger than a baby, but they have little orange. One has 2 orange stripes in his tail, and one has a dot, just a little orange dot. He's over there figuring, hasn't figured out where the food is yet. He'll get over here in a minute. He's like, I'm over here looking at myself in the glass. So I'm not worried about the food. So, how was everyone's day yesterday? I hope y'all were doing, had a great Mother's Day, whatever y'all did, and whoever you were celebrating it with, because it was a Sunday and it was a day, and I bought feeder fish. That's what I did. I was like, save the feeders. They are pretty little guys. I may need to turn this light down so we can see them a little better. Hang on, this is kind of bright. Okay, that's definitely not as bright. But there we go. Now that the food's raining down there, like, okay, now we're gonna come eat. Hey, Ninja Cat Ninja. I was telling everyone, Ninja Cat, how I saw a couple of feeder fish in a cichlid tank, and I was like, but I want to buy them, so I bought them. I got them for $1.49. These 2 little guys. Probably wasn't the wisest move to just throw them in the big 29-gallon tank right away, but you know they were doing good, so I tossed them on in here. They are not very camera. They're kind of camera shy, I've noticed. They're not. They're definitely not like the guppies that love the camera. It's like, could you guys just swim down little lower, please? Little lower. No one's gonna believe I actually bought you if you don't get on camera. Like, come on. Wee. Let's move the camera. Doing what Juju loves. Not all of the specs are babies, but most of them are. There's only nine of Darth's guppy babies left, and then the two new Endlers. So that's 9, 10, 11, 11 fishies. And I'm gonna need that Corey not to splash himself out of the tank herself, jumping all over the place. There's like there's food in here. We're hungry. Some of it is also duckweed. A lot of duckweed in the tank. Been scraping that off all weekend too. It's a plague. The more you get rid of the duckweed, the more the duckweed comes back. At first I was like, "Oh yay, duckweed!" Now it's the bane of my existence. But it is free fish food, so I'm not all that upset about it. Just a little bit. I almost have a whole gallon milk jug full of dried duckweed. Yep, there's nine of Darth's babies left. And there has been consistently nine of Darth's babies left since the reckoning that came through and took everyone out. I could go for some nachos too. Hey, Fish Nerd! Yeah, Fish Nerd gave me tank herpes. I feel like I should get nachos for that. Oh no! And they are working you to death. Man, that's not cool. I was telling everyone, Fish Nerd, Wednesday when my living room isn't still a torn up mess, I'll show the 20-gallon and what's going on over there. So in the same kind of line where I saw these two little endlers in the cichlid tank, they also had a big tank of feeders that are supposed to be feeder guppies. They're probably feeder endlers, and that's probably where these two guys came from. But I bought like 10 of them. And I think I got like 15. But they're in the 20-gallon. They're chilling. We're gonna see how long those little fish will do in there. So far, everyone made it the night. Everyone has made the first 24 hours. So I feel like I'm doing better. I'm getting my confidence back up. You know, the whole fish reckoning just kind of took it out of the mouse for a minute. All of the Hermosa are doing good. I am not hoarding the fish. I'm only slightly hoarding the fish. I have more tanks. I am hoarding tanks though. I do have too many tanks. But I don't, I'd like to say that I don't think you can ever have too many tanks because tanks are glass and glass can break. And yeah, I am hoarding duckweed, as you would can see as the flow of it in the bag that is like just going everywhere. I don't even know where that came from. It wasn't doing that before the stream, but I start streaming and it's like, we're gonna just go find the flow and just, make a mess of everything. So for the next 30 minutes after the stream, I'm gonna be taking more duckweed out of the tank. So it is well, okay. If I drop a tank and break it, at least I have another one. I mean, I can that's oh ooh. Hey April, how are you doing? I was wondering if you were doing okay. I hadn't seen you in a while. I am glad to see you. I'm glad you're here. And Cat Ninja, I did count them specifically before the stream to make sure that I have the right number of Darth babies. It's like I count them like every morning at feeding time and every evening at feeding time. There's one that's really antisocial and stays away from everyone. He kind of hangs out up in the little floating mess that I have going on up there. And I have a feeling that's the reincarnation of Darth. That's Darth Jr. hiding up there. That's what I like to think. We'll see as their colors come in what that one looks like. But, you know, but yeah, that's what I did for Mother's Day. I went to a fish store. I rescued a bunch of feeder fish, and I've been, just cleaning out tanks and rearranging all the stuff in the house to where we can get new furniture. So, hey, good to see ya. Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, so the floors are done, the furniture's here. The next thing I have to do after we get the furniture moved in, hopefully tomorrow, and everything is yeah, start setting the tanks up. So everything should is it's coming together nicely. It really is. There were five ghost shrimp in here. I don't know what happened to them. They did what ghost shrimp do and they disappeared. So if we see one, I saw one earlier, at least I think I did. Um, Also, it might have just not been that. So yeah, I don't know. If they're in here, they're in here, and we'll see them, and great. And if not, then that's cool too. The Corey's got a snack. Oh, well, thank you for joining us, Sarah. I appreciate you coming. I think everything has settled down too on the whole whatever craziness was going on in the tank. I think I know what happened in the 20 gallon. I really do. I really think that was a lot my fault. So it's like I really wish I could get over there because after I did a few things and cleaned it up and de-duckweeded it and everything, it's looking really good. I mean, it's kind of looking better than the 29, except for the fact that it's really overgrown. The water is really clear. So that's got to mean something there. Had to do something right because it's for once not cloudy in there. And fish are living. So that's another thing. And Inspector Pleco um is not very happy with me right now because I put Peter back in his tank momentarily because we had to move some stuff around. Hey, Jen, thanks for the group. Well, you know what? Honestly, I don't blame you, Fish Nerd, because I didn't know either, and I didn't know, you didn't know, we didn't know. It happens. I've learned. So the next the next plan is I've got some more rocks that I'm gonna put in, kind of like I did with this one too, to help. Some add a little bit more sand after I got the substrate cleaned up, and I'm gonna add some rocks. I'm gonna trim up some of the plants because there's some stuff going on in there that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. So that's what I'm gonna be working on while everyone else is moving all the furniture around for me. It's gonna be like, y'all can move the furniture. I'm gonna play with my fish tank. And I'm very happy because my snails are playing again. They're parasnailing. They seem to be doing good. I That duckweed's really annoying me right now. I'm like, man. And I have a cat that's wanting to start talking to everyone. Hi, Swamp Ape. I usually stream 2 times a week. It's usually on Sunday and Wednesdays. But for the next 4 weeks, it's going to be on Saturday and Wednesdays. Yes, meant to tell everyone that. I am going to do a little change in my schedule here for a little bit because my kids are working and everything, so it's kind of made things hard. So, yes, for the next month, while they are finishing out a job they are working, I am going to stream on Saturdays and Wednesdays from probably 8:45 to about 9:45, close to 10, something like that. Tonight's not really going to be a long stream. I'm probably only going to be here for about 45 minutes or so tonight, just because we don't really have much to look at in this tank tonight. Um, it's just the babies and the Corys. But the Corys are doing good. They're doing better. Let me move that camera down. I have to clean my sponge filters too. They're kind of gunky. Oh, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Glad to have you here. I'm hoping pretty soon we'll start seeing more of the mystery snails versus the ram's horns. I'm gonna have to start cleaning those guys out now that they're bigger. Got too many pest snails in here for my liking. Of course, I asked for that one too. I didn't know. Yes, the Corys are doing Cory things again instead of just sitting around. I was really worried about all the fish in this tank, and I think whatever was going through has gone through them. There was one guy that I think got his fin ripped, and I'm kind of wondering how that's happening. It's like, do we have a ghost in the tank? Is the ghost of Darth going around beating up the fish? I don't know what's going on here, but they are looking better. They're eating. Everyone's eating. Everyone's swimming. Everyone's being big. So yeah, I'm hoping they will start doing the mating thing soon, and we'll have Cory babies. And I'm gonna take out some of the hornwort out of this tank. I think too. I think I'm gonna cut some of that back and put some other plants in here because I have a ton of them. I'm almost tempted to get my kiddo in here to help me move the whole setup over to the 20 gallon because like I'm really excited about what's going on in there. So when I set that tank up, Fishner gave me some crypts, and one of them is a really big, beautiful crypt. And I'm thinking so, Cat Ninja. I really do because I was like, how did that happen? How did you get your fin ripped? But okay, the cryptocory that is in my 20 gallon, it's put off like a couple of other, it's spread out baby plants. I don't know if it's a new leaf or if it's flowering. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing things. I found another one that came up. I'm gonna have a tank full of crypts before long in that tank, and I'm, you know, kind of sad because I'm gonna have to rip some of them out eventually. They're gonna take over, but for right now, I'm just gonna let them do what they're doing. I'm gonna let that tank go until it has, until I have to do something about it. But I'm gonna have two more big tanks set up next week, and hopefully a rack of 10 gallons for the babies. Hang on 1 second. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I thought that was my kiddo. I was gonna get him to help me move stuff around, but no. It's just my sister coming to feed her kitties. So yeah, I should have moved the picture over to the laptop so I could show it. And that was a picture of the tank before I cleaned it up this weekend. So I don't even think you've seen it since I cleaned it up. But it's looking really good. And I'm really proud of it because, I thought that tank was a lost cause. And, now it's back to being pretty again. So we shall see. And yeah. So that's what I've got going on so far. I've got some new plants coming. Oh, we do still have a ghost shrimp in here. Hey, hang on 1 second. I'll be right back, y'all. Thank you, Juju. Sorry, my sister-in-law was making a lot of noise, and I was like, "Hey, could you tone that down? Thanks." Okay. So I don't know if y'all will be able to see it, but we have a shrimp in this tank now too. I'm gonna do a little slide here. Push this guy. Ooh, I don't know if you can see him. He's kind of ghostly. Where did he go? Oh, he disappeared. Never mind. We lost the shrimp. Maybe you'll see him because I'm looking at where he's at in the tank, and you can't see him on camera. Yeah, you can. He's right there. Okay, so if you see the bacon wrap snail, there's the shrimp coming up to him, and I think a baby fish is swimming by him too. But there's a little shrimp, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on in here?" He actually looks pretty good. Like he's not showing signs of, not liking the tank. So hopefully he'll stick around for a while, and no one will eat him for dinner. He is kind of aptly named. I mean, he is very clear after all. However, if that Corey gets too much closer to him, he's probably gonna shoot up and swim away because he's slowly making himself like he's about to be right up on that snail, Mr. Bacon Wrap dude right there, and he doesn't even see it coming. He's got no clue. There is this little shrimp that's about to jump on his back and be like, "I'm gonna ride you like a snail bronco." Um, I don't sell babies yet, but maybe eventually I will if I can breed enough. I've been having a rough go at it right now. Um, I had Scipia in the beginning, and then I had some pepper cories, and now I have the green cories. I have been able to successfully breed my bristlenose plecos. I'm hoping the cories will breed. So that's the goal. Eventually, when I get everything going, that's my goal is to start selling some of my baby fish. But right now, all I have is little 9 little guppies, and I think like 8 baby plecos left. I don't have much stock to sell at the moment, but yeah, and that little ghost shrimp, he probably will become thinner. I put 5 in there just to see, you know, if they would make it. Ghost shrimp, I've never had luck with ghost shrimp. Well, I had 2 that survived a month. Oh, that is awesome. What kind of fish are you gonna keep? This is my first go with planted aquariums. Um, the last time we had an aquarium, my kids were 2 and 4, and we had a goldfish, and that was like the last fish we had. So I'm hoping I'll have better luck with this. That goldfish did live for a while, but it was just a goldfish. It was a fish. I've never done anything like you don't shock them, you stock them, silly. Yeah, I think our ghost shrimp buddy, I think he scurried off. I do not see him at all anymore. He is like, I'm out of here. There's too much going on. I think he was looking for food. Yeah, but other than goldfish, which are about the easiest thing to keep, well, I mean, you kind of de-shock them. I mean, you take the chlorine out of them, or if you drop your lighting controller into an aquarium. Apparently, from what I've seen, it makes it look like you have a thunderstorm going on in your tank. Kind of cool, but probably not what you were intending it for it to look like. I'm kind of sad. I was hoping at least 1 or 2 of the, shrimp would come out and like scare everyone, since they're ghost shrimp and all. I know they're not that kind of ghost shrimp, but or ghosts, but it would have been funny. Get some more of the Neocaridina shrimp. I did keep those for about 6 months. I got them to breed. I had babies. It was a cool experience. And hopefully, with the new setup and being able to have a whole area for my tanks, that will make things a lot easier for me to keep everything changed and looked after and kept and not in direct sunlight. I am. Oh, you're in North Florida. That is cool. You're my neighbor to the south. I am in Georgia. My cats are being cats. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put some music on. I'll be back in just a minute. Sorry, my kitties were actually acting up. Oh, hi, Rocket Couch. You are not intruding or interrupting, sir. My cats were, you know, deciding to do what cats do and knock everything off the counter. And then, of course, that made the Yorkies start barking. So, yeah, you know. Yeah, reading back to the comments here real quick. Um, yeah, I think that's been a lot of what my problem is I'm trying to, grow my baby fish out in the same tank as the adults. And that with, you know, guppies, they kind of get eaten. So I really think that's what happened to a lot of my baby fish is they became food for the other fish. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Let me turn that music down. They were having a deep and a deep conversation about the fact that there's new fish in the house, and they were not asked if that was okay for the new fish to come in. I did not go to Snail Godfathers and say, "Hey, can I bring new fish in?" And yeah, Fish Nerd has talked Sarah's fish room up to me quite a bit, so I am excited to see that too once Fish Nerd starts streaming, which I hope is really soon too, because that would be awesome. Oh wow, that is awesome. One day I will be able to have that many 40-gallon breeders. We try to keep the chat going here, try to interact with everyone. Yeah, it does look like the this my snails have bounced back again. I feel so bad. Like I have a lot of my first year of fish keeping, which is what we have come up on, has been full of a lot of highs and lows. I have learned a lot of valuable lessons. Uh, you know, I am a fan. I am a fan of algae. I, however, can't get it to seem to get it to grow. Oh, that's where you're where Inspector. Oh, not Inspector. You're where Sergeant Snell came from. So I don't know if so Fish Nerd sent me the blue mystery snails that I have. My original blues, which I have two left of. uh, which was not, oh man, that was losing almost everything in my tank was so horrible. It was so sad. But in the original little um grouping of snails, I got one purple snail. And that little guy was my buddy. And I was really sad when I lost Sarge. Losing Sarge was rough. I never knew you'd get so sentimental over a snail. Now, when that is a lot of gallons. I just read that. I thought that said 30, and no, that says 3K gallons. I was like, oh wow. So my goal is to have my ponds, my outdoor little. I'm gonna do the tub ponds outside, and I've got them. I just have to get them set up. But I know once I get those set up, you know what? I think yes, he can now be the warrant officer. So that way we can have a new Sarge step in. Oh, that would be awesome. I would love that so much because then they could go into one of the new tanks. Leave this group here, have a new tank going. That would rock, Sarah. I would appreciate that so much. And then we can have a new Sarge. That would be great. So I know, but as I was saying, but I know once I get my tubs set outside, there's not going to be any way to avoid algae. Like that's going to happen. Kind of looking forward to it. And I still have to get over to. There is a seller in my area. She sells frozen food, live food, cultures. Then I'm gonna meet up with her and get some live and frozen food for the fish because I know they would enjoy that tremendously. It's been about 2 weeks now since they've had any frozen bloodworms, and they do tend to enjoy those. So, well, my cats are really acting up tonight, and my dog is getting very antsy because of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. I will be back Wednesday between 8:45 and 9, and I'll show you guys my woody gallon and the work I've done on that. And I guess I will see you guys then. Um, Trying to think if there's anything else going on this week. Not sure, but I know I'll be back Wednesday. So I will see you guys then, and y'all have a good night. Bye.